Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today and for joining me in Pootles Advent Countdown. 25 projects coming out to you, 5 a week for 5 weeks, and we're on to project number 16 today. And this is a large milk carton style box, and this holds one of the 250ml bottles of Body Shop the shower gel. So there's all sorts of different fragrances and flavours. They come out with seasonal ones each year. I actually currently only have the one bottle. The rest, well, the one unused bottle, the rest are all on the go at the moment. But as you can see, it fits nicely inside, absolutely perfect. So I'm going to show you how to make it. Body Shop is a great popular project, gift to give at Christmas. I'm always very happy when the boys say to me, Mum, what would you like to, for Christmas? And I always say, Lush and Body Shop. And then I'm happy, and Yankee Candle. But yeah, I'm happy with that. So yeah, they're popular. They are great. Oh, they're great. If you do Secret Santa, they're really good. Great for that. Okay, so we need a piece of cardstock that's 10.5 by 10.5 inches, 27 by 27 centimetres. This is garden green. I'm using the Poinsettia Place Designer Series paper. I'm not actually going to use this pattern. I'm using a different one, but it's got the garden green in it. Okay, so on the first side, score it at 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10 inches. Which in metric is 6.5, 13, 19.5 and 26. On the other side, score it at 2.5 and 8 inches, and then turn it over to score it at 9.5. So in metric, you're scoring on this second side at 6.5, 20, turning it over to score at 24.5. And the finished dimensions of it's 2.5 by 2.5 by 5.5 inches to this point, which is 6.5 by 6.5 by 13.5 centimetres. So it's a nice, good size box. What I need you to do, come back to the first side where we started, and we're going to put some part scores in at this point. So it's 1.25 inches, just down to that first half, and 1.25 inches. And 6.25, which is 3.25 centimetres and 22.5 centimetres, I think. I can't remember. I've not written those down. I'm doing this in my head. I'll make sure everything's written on my blog. And then what we're going to do from this part score, we're going to come down and put diagonal score lines there and there. And from this part score, do the same again. You've seen me do that plenty of times. We've just got a bit of a higher top this time round to other milk carton style boxes that I've made, and that's so that you could attach a tag on there if you wanted. You've got a nice big space. If you wanted to do big flouncy ribbon, it's perfect for that. So let me there you go, you can see this one on the left. So that's what I've done. I've put these diagonal triangular marks in. Right, so burnish everything. And then fold these, and then this one that's at the top, fold it the other way because we scored it in the other direction. So fold it in the other direction. Don't worry about the diagonal lines, they're going to pull themselves together at the point we cut everything. Right, so over at the top, mitre a little bit off there, and then take out this skinny line at the bottom, this skinny rectangle at the bottom, and again mitre that slightly, and then just cut straight up the remaining 3 score lines so that it's like this at the end. So there's all your separated parts, bit missing there, and a little mitre off the edge there. Okay, so the paper that I'm using, as I said, it's Poinsettia Place. I've got 4 pieces. Isn't it pretty? I'm not a massive poinsettia fan to have in my house, and obviously I have to be wary because of my cats. But I decided I wanted to go with this side, which is, I'm hazarding a guess, that's probably mistletoe. Probably also not very good for cats either. So you need 2 panels for the top and 4 for the sides. These measure 5.25 by 2.25 inches. that right? Yeah, 5¼ by 2¼ inches, and these are 1¼ by 2¼ and in metric that's 13 by 6 and those are 4 by 6. So I cut them all in advance because watching me cut, not the most exciting thing in the world to do. Right, what have I done with my seal? Oh, I put it away. Always good. So I'm going to glue up the back of these. Oopsie. And pop those on. So obviously they're not going on the panels that we've scored. They're going on the ones in between. And I think I've just glued this to, yes, there we go. I could glue myself to the desk with no problem whatsoever. I do it far too frequently, not on camera. Anybody else do that? They wander around and they're finding bits stuck to them 2 hours later. Surely it's not just me. Okay, so those are all my panels. So I'm going to run some glue down here. I'm going to go for my Seal Plus because it's here and it's handy and it's strong and I love it. Fold those over and I want a panel here and I want my seam here. This is the back because these parts are the sides. So fold in your 2 sides and your base. Oopsie. That's how strong Seal Plus is. Okay. There's my bottle of stuff and it fits inside just like that. There is a little bit of room. So I gave you the measurements before. So if you have something that, you know, other than a Body Shop bottle of stuff, you can fit it in. I'm only taking it out because I want to add it in the photos and I only have the one bottle. And the chances of me tying a ribbon twice, not going to happen. Okay, so I've got my large punch. And I'm just going to pop a couple of holes in. And then add some ribbon. So I am going to do a real red poinsettia. So I'm going to use red ribbon again. But I used the sheer ribbon on my first one. And so I'm going to use the satin ribbon. Is it? Yeah, double stitch satin ribbon on this one. Just to get a slightly different look. Try and untwist it as I go. That was looking like an okay ribbon, an okay bow, until I realised there was a twist in it. Goodness me. Seriously, me and bows. Okay, so I'm going to cut my poinsettias now. So I've got some real red, and these dies are detailed. And I love them that you can nest. So actually probably the easiest thing to do is if I bring in my die cutter, drop the plate on the way. Okay, so what I've got here is I've got my base plate, my number 2 die adapter, a clear cutting plate, and my piece of cardstock. And what you have here is you've got outlines and you've got the embossing parts to them. So if I leave them the wrong way round, these are the embossing parts and these are the outlines. And what I want to do is cut and emboss at the same time. So all you do is you fit them inside. So you grab all of the outlines that you want and that goes around the wibbly way. Is that? There it is. And there's my last outline. And Is it that one? Nope. There it is. So there is a tendency that they might move a little. So you could use a magnetic platform, waiting for mine to arrive, or some tape to hold them in place. I'm just going to cross my fingers. So what this is going to do, it's going to die cut them and emboss at the same time. That one apparently is not, because I've just jumped it. So I can feel that first one's gone through. So I'm going to get that one out of the way and come back and try again with these two that have just jumped themselves. There we go, they're staying in place now. And if I bring them up close to the camera, hopefully you can see all that embossed detail in there. I hope you can see it. I hope I can take a photograph that takes it close enough. But yeah, super detailed. So very clever, very, very clever. And of course you can stamp. There is a stamp set that goes with it. So you could stamp and then die cut. I wanted to emboss and die cut. Right, so I'm just going to layer all of these, but what I want to do is I want to get some life into my petals. So with the embossed side up, I'm just folding my petals just in the top, just in half, but only at the end of the petals. Just pinching it really. You don't need to be perfect, you don't need to be accurate. The flowers in my garden, beautiful as they are, not perfect. Nature isn't perfect. So yeah, just use your fingers. Don't worry about scoring or anything like that. Okay. So I've got my 3 layers now. And what I'm going to use is mini glue dots because I love them and they're great. So I'm going to put a couple in the middle of the largest one and then bring in the next size down and offset it and push it in, and then some more mini glue dots on the back into there, and take the smallest one and again offset that again. Whoops. Just push down, and then for the center of it I've got these lovely new, what are they called, beaded pearls. So it's 3 pearls with a little silver clasps, I don't know what you'd call them, bits between. They're bits between and they're flat backed, which is brilliant. And just in the center there, and then something with a little bit of strength in it, and onto the front there, and that makes a lovely gift. I think they're so lovely. The detailing in that poinsettia, just amazing. Love it. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.